Well, it's Halloween, and that means it's time for everything to become all spooky scary. Unfortunately, I don't have a costume or anything, but please enjoy the spooky atmosphere provided by this November rain Yankee candle. It's delightful. Now, it seems like tradition this time of year for YouTubers to play scary games, but personally, I've always had a problem finding games that are legitimately frightening to me. You know, being the pinnacle of masculinity that I am. It's like a Venetian bouquet. Now, this isn't to say that I haven't been scared by games before, because God knows I have. And there have certainly been games that have left me genuinely terrified. It's just that most scary games seem to rely too much on jump scares, which I actually don't find that scary. I mean, sure, it'll startle me for a bit, but if I spend 2 seconds looking at whatever it is, I tend to lose that fear right away. No, the things from games that really seem to leave an impression on me are those inexplicable and uncanny things. Those things that you can't just explain away. The sort of things that you're not sure whether or not you should actually be afraid of it. Those are the things that stick with me and make me feel paranoid, but I mean, it's not like you could just design a game purely around that idea. It would just be nonsense, right? Yeah, there's a game like that. And wouldn't you know it, it's named after a psychedelic drug. LSD, the video game. Some of you watching may be familiar with this game. It's inspired a few decent creepypastas involving people vanishing and going insane, so I imagine it'll be perfect for a Halloween-themed video. According to Wikipedia, LSD, also known as acid, was first synthesized in 1938 by Albert Hofmann and... Wait, I'm sorry. I was reading the Wikipedia page for the drug LSD, not the game. Easy mistake to make, seeing as how they share the exact same name. Oh, but I'm sorry, this LSD stands for Lovely Sweet Dreams, so obviously they have nothing to do with each other. According to the game's Wikipedia page, Lovely Sweet Dreams was released exclusively in Japan in 1998, and has since gained a cult following due to the generally disturbing and eccentric nature of the game and its content. Now, I could explain this game to you, but I feel the opening cutscene says volumes more than I ever could. Oh yeah, can you believe this game is Japanese? Well, hold on a second, I'm calling shenanigans because this cutscene opens with the words, "in linking the sapient dream," which, 1, is just nonsense, and 2, we already established that LSD stands for Lovely Sweet Dreams. You can't go changing the name of the game like that. Come on, LSD. And then there are like 5 more abbreviations for LSD, none of which make any sense at all. I know that this text over here is in Japanese, but it might as well be in Latin and written in blood, because all of this sounds like the scrawlings of a lunatic. A very indecisive lunatic. Well, maybe I'm being a bit unfair. I mean, I haven't even started playing the game yet and I'm already nitpicking. If nothing else, I'm sure this game should be interesting. Whoa! Alright, not quite what I was expecting from a game called LSD. I don't know, I kind of thought a game named after acid would be a bit cooler. Instead, I'm just kind of dropped into this Japanese-style cottage with nothing really to do. I'm serious, there's nothing to write a review about here, let alone a scary story. You can kind of move around, you can look at stuff, I don't know, maybe steal some books. Whoa! Oh. Well, alright, this is a bit more interesting. Man, this is cool. Everything is so bright and colorful. How could anyone describe this as scary? It's like a world filled with magic. I can only imagine what sort of wondrous things we'll see. What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? No reason to be scared. What's this? There's magic around every turn and oh my god, what is that? No, stop the music. Stop the music. What the is that? Stop. No. 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 No! Ew, what is that? Why would anyone put that in a game? God, that's just terrifying. No, I don't want to be here. I just want to go back to the area with all the colors. The bookcase, of course. Oh God, what's happening? I gotta get out of here. I need to find some place to hide. Who's that? What's he doing? No, stay back. No! Alright, that was kind of a weird experience. Not exactly sure what that was. Was that even a game? Well, as it turns out, LSD isn't technically a horror game. In fact, it isn't even really a game. It classifies itself as a dream emulator, and is actually based on a dream journal kept by one of the developers for over a decade. Essentially, the game is just a world constructed out of the dreams recorded in that journal, and it's up to you how you want to explore. That's all cool and avant-garde or whatever, but it just forces me to ask one question. Why the hell would anyone ever dream of something like this? I mean, I've dreamt about some pretty weird things before, but never anything like this. That is just disturbing. I don't know, maybe it's a cultural thing? It's probably a cultural thing. Well, maybe I'm missing something. Fortunately, I'm playing this on the PS3 where I can look at the manual. Hopefully something in there will help clear things up. Oh yeah, I can't read Japanese. Oh well, I'm sure we can still extrapolate some kind of information from the pictures. Maybe not. You know what, I'm just gonna go for it, figure it out along the way. Ah! Jesus! Ugh. Alright, I'm calling it. This game might be a little weird. And that's probably the absolute first thing you'll notice about LSD. This game is weird. And not just weird, but disturbingly weird. Sure, it may start off innocently enough, but I guarantee within seconds it will turn into something even Salvador Dali would call over the top. I can easily understand why this might creep some people out. Sure, any one of these things aren't too bad by themselves, but when you're dropped into a literal city of nonsense, it starts to get to you a little bit. And of course it doesn't help that things just keep popping up in front of you, because sometimes this game has the draw distance of a toddler. Because, like, toddlers have short arms, so if they tried to draw something it wouldn't... You know what, f it. Oh hey, look at the weird stuff. But I gotta ask, what kind of drugs were these guys on when they were making this game? Oh... Yes, you'll see some pretty weird things in this game. In fact, some of the things you'll see are so absurd, I can't even think of a way to make fun of them. I'm serious. I'm at a loss. Like, look at this. What? What? What do I even say? What could I possibly add to this situation? I feel like all I have to do is just walk around the world, hold my arm out to things and be like, what's the deal with this shit? Damn. I guess that means I actually have to talk about the game. One thing I do have to comment on is how weird the walk cycle is. What's that? Oh yes, I know there's a double-sided head in front of me, but damn it, man, the walk cycle! Just look at the altitude I'm getting. Am I supposed to think that I'm skipping? It's weird. Anyway, as I mentioned before, all there really is to do in LSD is to explore the world around you, apparently by skipping, and see some of the many sights, and good God, are there some sights to be seen. My personal favorite area is known as Happy Town, except everywhere I've seen it written, it's in all caps, so I guess it's pronounced Happy Town! It's basically just a big old toyland filled with bright colors and smiling faces with some possibly hallucinogenic giant mushrooms mixed in. Yes, Happy Town, home of the giant flower, the floating robot, and the, Huh. Who's that guy over there? Weird. Other areas in the game include the Moonlight Cottage, the Temple Grounds, and Kyoto. It's just Kyoto. And then there's the Violence District. If you needed anything to prove that LSD can be a horrifying experience, take literally anything from the Violence District. Now I could easily spend the next 5 minutes just listing all of the terrifying things in the Violence District, so I will. Dead guy, dead guy, dead guy, dead guy, dead guy. Alive guy kicking dead guy. Alive woman? Nope, dead woman. And a small girl who can't figure out you're supposed to step inside the circles when you're playing hopscotch. But honestly, all these things aren't really what makes LSD scary. It's everything else in the game. As you may have noticed earlier, it's possible to teleport between different areas in the game by interacting with certain objects. And by interact with, I of course mean walk into and rub your body against until something happens. Which, incidentally, is how I usually try to solve all my problems. The only problem is there's no real way of telling where you might end up. Maybe in a delightful field, maybe in a pile of corpses. And that's what makes LSD scary. It's not the grotesque things in it, it's how unpredictable it is. For the most part, every dream you experience is unique to some degree. But what this means is that even though the areas you'll explore will remain the same, the things you'll see there will be largely unpredictable. What was once there could now be absent or replaced, or where there was once nothing, there could now be a giant freaking baby head. But it gets worse. As you progress through the game, everything in it begins to change. The objects, the walls, everything. Their textures start to become twisted and nightmarish, and their proportions will become stretched, and there will just be eyeballs everywhere. Why? Why so many eyeballs? Now this might not sound too scary, but you can't tell me that you won't come close to rectal failure the first time you load up the game to see all the walls replaced with pictures of discolored women. It's weird. You never quite feel comfortable. Even though you've seen the same things over and over, you know there's a chance that something could change. There's really no telling what you might see when you start up a dream. Heck, you might not even get to see a dream. Every once in a while, when you start a dream, you'll just be given a weird cutscene like this one, of an old man, just walking away. There he goes. Or maybe the screen will fill up with Japanese text. And even this can be pretty creepy, just because of how unexpected it is. At least when I'm in the violence district, I have a pretty clear idea of what I'm gonna see. I guess this is the point I was trying to make. You see, in most horror games, it's made obvious to the player what is supposed to be scary. But LSD isn't like that. It doesn't actively try to scare you. Instead, it just puts you into a world populated by things you can't understand, leaving you in this weird kind of standing wave of uneasiness. It really starts to make you paranoid. Like, if I was dropped into an actually haunted house, I would have a pretty good idea of how I should proceed. But if I was actually forced into a world like the one in LSD, I would literally have no idea what to do or where to go. And to me, that's much more frightening, but maybe that's just me. Now, I'm sure a lot of you probably looked at this game and were just like, WTF Japan, lols. And honestly, that's kind of how I had planned on writing this review, because, well, that's the kind of lazy writing that I'm used to. But after thinking about it for a while, this is probably one of the earlier and arguably more successful attempts to use a video game console for something other than a game, and I guess I can respect that. I guess. That being said, this certainly isn't the most compelling work of art I've ever seen. And damn if it isn't creepy. You know what it is? It's like in a movie or a game when they build up suspense, making you more and more anxious until BAM! Jump scare. It's like that. Except LSD doesn't have that jump scare. It doesn't give you that relief. It's like it just builds up more and more suspense, but that relief never comes. Even when you turn the game off, that relief just never comes. Even when you're lying in bed, that relief never comes. 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 Oh. It was just a dream. Oh. What the hell? Japanese fever dream. Well, that would explain all the hallucinations.
Yeah. Plus all the drugs you took.
Wait, what? God damn it, Japan. Hey! Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and like or comment down below. It really would be helping me out. And if you want to do me a huge favor, you can subscribe to my channel and share my videos. Until next time, happy Halloween.